As you listen closely, you may begin to realize there's something profoundly powerful in the silence, in the space between words, where understanding happens and connection grows. You see, the pauses, the ones that seem so uncomfortable at first, they're not something to fear, but rather something to embrace. It's almost as though when you truly stop and allow the silence, you open a door to something deeper, to the very essence of what it means to connect with another human being. And as you become comfortable with this, you'll notice how much more naturally the conversation flows, how much more you begin to learn. Now consider for a moment the power of listening. You might have believed at one time that talking was the important part of the conversation. Think about it. When you're talking, you're not listening. And when you're not listening, you're missing out on something so much richer. The truth is, every time you shift your attention away from your thoughts about what to say next, and into the words the other person is sharing with you, you open a doorway to new understanding. You open a pathway to them to feel heard and validated. And isn't that more powerful? It's not just the words that matter, is it? It's your presence. It's how you show up, physically, mentally, emotionally. When you're truly listening, you're tuning in. Not only with your ears, but your entire body. So imagine standing in front of someone, your toes pointing towards them, your torso open, ready to engage. You don't have to say a word. Just by positioning yourself this way, you signal that you're there, completely with them. A slight nod here, a gentle tilt of your head there. It all communicates, I'm here. I'm with you. Tell me more. And then, as you listen, you start to notice something incredible. How much more you begin to understand. You start to see the unspoken, to feel the emotions behind the words, to connect in ways that words alone can't describe. When you validate what they say, even in the simplest of ways, you let them know their thoughts matter. You show them that you've heard them, truly heard them, and that makes them want to share even more. So imagine, just for a moment, you're in a conversation where someone shares something important with you. How does it feel when they validate what you're saying? It feels like being truly seen, doesn't it? And then, when they use your own words, when they rephrase and echo what you've said, it's like they're holding up a mirror, showing you that they understand. And when they check in with you, asking questions like, is that right? How can I help? What else do you need? It's as if they've entered your world, with all its nuances and complexities, and they're ready to walk beside you, helping you along the way. And here's where it gets even more interesting. If you rephrase, use their words, and check in. It's such a simple pattern, yet it's incredibly powerful. The magic happens when you listen, not just for the facts, but for the feelings, the needs, the unspoken layers. You rephrase their ideas using their words, reflecting it back, the very essence of what they've shared with you. It's about jumping in with a solution. It's about validating, honouring their experience, and then asking how you can support them, how you can take the next step together. And as you make this practice a habit, you'll see how your conversations begin to shift. Suddenly, it's not about you. It's not about what you need to say next. It's about them, what they need, what they want, how you can be there with them. And you start to become the master of listening. And they begin to feel you truly understand them. That you're not just waiting for your turn to talk, but that you're genuinely present with them. So picture this, you're on a phone with someone, and they start to share something that's deeply important to them. Instead of jumping in with solutions, instead of trying to fix the situation, you pause, you validate. You rephrase the words back to them. You reflect their feelings. I hear you're feeling overwhelmed right now. And I know how that can feel, especially with so much on your plate. Let's take it one step at a time. And when the time is right, we can move forward together. And as you say this, you're not just offering solutions, you're offering presence. You're showing them they're not alone. And that's often the greatest gift you can give. Now just take a moment to think about this. When you really listen, you fulfill some of the deepest needs of another person. The need for belonging, the need for esteem, the need for intimacy. And as you do that, you help them rise to their fullest potential. You help them feel seen, heard, and understood. And as you do this, you create the conditions for something truly profound, a connection that isn't just surface level, but one that speaks to the very heart of who they are. Remember this, true listening, it isn't about waiting to talk. It's about being present, being still, and creating space for someone else to be fully themselves. And in that space, something magical happens, something you can feel, even in your body. It's the softening of tension, the warmth of connection, the deep satisfaction that comes from truly understanding another person. So as you move forward, remember to make it a habit to dominate the listening. Let the other person do the talking, and as they do, listen with all your attention, your presence, your body, your mind. By doing so, you'll create deeper, more meaningful connections, and you'll find the more you listen, the more you'll learn about them, about yourself, and about the art of conversation.